Alright, partner. Keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is.
Welcome back to the show, Mr. White Howard, Dr. Phil Jenkins. I'm Beechwood from Beechwood Productions, and we're going to talk to you about Brett Favre. He's trying to get back in the game.
I know.
We're comparing him to Speed TV. Fox compared him to NASCAR's Mark Martin, retiring every year it seems, but compare their records in each sport. I think Brett Favre is obviously the better, most dominant player probably NFL has seen at the quarterback position. Mark Martin is the most he does the same thing every week. He's always in the top 5, in the top 10. You're looking at the end of the race, he's still there. He won 2 races already this year, entering the race tomorrow. He is
All-Star, yeah.
Yeah, he's the All-Star race tomorrow. Let's talk about Brett Favre here. Should he stay retired at this point, or should he come back? I mean, let's go right to it, Mr. White.
It's enough. I'm sick of hearing about it. He has no business here.
Whoa.
He was with the Jets. Look what he did. Look what he did in that game against the Dolphins.
I mean,
look.
He's not the same player. He played good the first few weeks when he wasn't injured. He was injured, in his fairness. That probably caused a lot of his stats to go down. Is probably caused, they were showing it. He's overthrowing the ball. Well, he's really got to crank up his arm now just to get the throw. He's too old for the game. He deserves to play because he's a legend. He's the best quarterback the NFL has seen. But he does not deserve to keep coming back, keep playing, keep pulling this on every team. He clearly wanted to retire, then come back so he would be able to go to a team, and he really wanted to go to the Minnesota Vikings to basically stick it to the Green Bay Packers. I mean, what do you have to say about this?
Well, just making the smart decision not taking him because getting younger, maybe trying to develop Tavares Jackson.
Some people say he's already ruined, though, and that's where I stand on it. Tavares Jackson is pretty much a ruined quarterback, and you know what? Let's go, Dr. Phil Jenkins. Let's get right to it. You've been sitting here very patiently.
Well, Mark Martin, is it? He all he has to do is push a pedal and steer.
It is different. Don't be blaming NASCAR.
Yeah, don't blame NASCAR now. We're talking about Brett Favre.
Talk about Brett Favre.
Brett Favre has to go how many games and throwing the ball downfield. He has a shoulder injury.
16 games. He has a bad shoulder. He's too old to keep playing. I mean,
well, yeah. Plus, weather-wise, guys, you got to think about this.
He played in Green Bay, though.
Yes.
He should be able to play anywhere. I mean, if he goes to Minnesota, he'll be in a dome. He should be fine.
For 8 games, though, you're forgetting about that. I mean, you go to December, you play these teams. He's got
to go back to Green Bay in Green Bay, playing in Lambeau again in the cold weather. I believe that's later in the season.
Plus, it doesn't matter if he's in a dome. How's he going to take all the hits? I mean, football.
That is true. The game has passed Brett Favre.
It's
passed.
It's now he needs to turn it over and say, Peyton Manning, do your thing.
Yes.
He can't sit here and be like, I still want to play. I still feel I can play. If you want to play, you have to spend the money, get the surgery, and he has to go and basically he's got to do a lot of things to regain his game. So,
it's over for Brett. I'm telling you. All right, let's go to NASCAR now.
Yes, NASCAR. We're talking. Cale Yarborough won 3 championships in a row. Obviously, Jimmy Johnson just tied it, going for 4 championships. Mark Martin keeps retiring. Who is going to win the chase this year, and who is going to win the most races? I think most people are saying it's Kyle Busch. I think they say that who's going to win the championship? Somebody keeps saying, they sent me a message, Jeff Gordon. I don't think Jeff Gordon has it. I think that he's starting to develop basically just a consecutive... basically the same thing. He's becoming more of a Mark Martin in the sport. What do you feel, Mr. White Howard?
First of all, I have to say something about the race schedule they have. I do not like Daytona first. I really don't.
I think that Daytona is a good track to go to first because you're showing this is the biggest race. This is the race that they're like planning their strategy right at the end. You know, okay, Jimmy Johnson's going to win the chase again at Homestead. Okay, well, now let's look ahead to next year. Look at that Daytona 500. Hendrick was already thinking, should we race Brad Keselowski in that race? You know what? I don't believe they did. I believe that they did race Brad, obviously, at Talladega, another restrictor plate race. But, what do you guys feel about this topic? I mean, how do you feel? Do you think that this Daytona should be first? Who do you think is going to win the chase, and who do you think is going to win the most races? I think it's obvious here. Most races won is either going to be Kyle Busch or possibly a Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, but Gordon is not going to have the same year as he has had in the past.
I say Kyle Busch. He has experience. I know all the other guys
but he's still young. You got to remember that.
Yeah, he's young. He knows what to do. He's been there not too long, but long enough for him to know what to do.
Some people say that the COT was built for Kyle Busch. He won the first race in the COT. Now, you know, Kyle Busch, they say he's a wild thing. He overdrives his car on these more breaky tracks. Now, I'm thinking, my opinion on this, I think that Mark Martin has a chance to win the chase, but he is got to be there at the end. He can't do what he did in the first couple races and blow a pit stop, blow an engine, wreck. He's got to be there at the end. He's got to be the Mark Martin that we've seen in the last 4 weeks. We can't keep seeing this different Mark Martin every week. I think that the most races won will go to Kyle Busch, and I think that that's pretty much it. I mean, I think that the guy who has to retire, I think Mark Martin needs to wait for his son to come up, and then he should retire after developing him for a season.
I totally agree with you there, Rye. Because coming from Kyle Busch, the experienced family, Kurt, great racer, but his time is done, okay? Kyle is following in his footsteps, and I just think that Martin will be there at the end. Not during the regular season, but at the chase. I mean, I think he might get one more here and there, maybe at Dover later in the season, but What about coming to Daytona again? I believe he is always there at the end of Daytona. We're running out of time here, so, guys... I have to say one thing. We sent LeBron James that video last week, and we're still waiting to hear a response on that, and I really hope it's something, how should I say this, truthful. Tell us what you really think, LeBron, and then we'll tell you what we really think, because I can tell you right now what I really think of you, which isn't very pleasant.
But me, on the other hand, favorite player.
Well, guys, that's it. My favorite player is Dwayne Wade, so I'm going to leave you guys to argue about that. See you later. We're going to bring you another show next week. We're backed up. This is a week old, so here we go. We're going to post it, and we'll probably get one more video in for you guys. Thanks for watching.